Hi everyone, this is Marianne from Revealing Light, Tarot, Astrology and Spirituality. How are we all today? Wherever you are in the world when you're watching, a huge shout out to you. Don't normally record from this angle, but I do have something different today to show you where I don't actually need to use my cards. As some of you may know, I've been working on a tarot deck, producing my own tarot deck. And I, of course, never choose the easy way, do I? I've actually chosen to hand paint this deck. Now, hand painting 78 cards is quite the challenge. Why did I even sign up for that? Well, I just absolutely love art. I started out this life as a writer, but I've always had these very, very strong clairvoyant images from when I was a little girl. And I put those images into words for various, in various capacities. But I never really lost that love of art classes that I had as I was growing up and in senior school. So when I decided to take on this challenge, I enrolled in art classes to brush up and also to learn. I was very, very lucky that in my area we have a brilliant art teacher who has, you know, scholarshiped over in sabbatical in Italy and is a beautiful artist herself, a very renowned artist in this area. And so I went to classes. Oh, look, all of last year, possibly even in the year before that. And not only did I brush up on my art, but I actually learned a hell of a lot from her. So I started out wanting to do my hand painted tarot in watercolor, probably because my mother was just had that beautiful touch as a watercolor painter. And I have her watercolors on my wall. So she's in spirit now. So it was sort of like a tribute to her as well. But as I started learning and experimenting and my art teacher taking me through different mediums, I then started looking at Indian ink, which I absolutely love, and that Japanese type of painting. I really got a draw to that. And also to the acrylics, the ability of acrylic paint to layer. So with watercolor, I've got strong water in my chart, Scorpio in my chart, and Pisces on my midheaven. I was naturally drawn to the way the paint, the way that water, in a way, melds to choose the expression of the paint. So where am I at with this huge labor of love? Well, I finished all the major arcana and I've just about finished the suit of wands. I've done all the aces to give me that theme and at least one card in the other suits as well. I would hope to be finished the painting by the end of this calendar year, and then I'll start on the book. The book will be easy to write because as I brought those clairvoyant images into form, I know I was hearing the words that go with it. So that will come together quite nicely. I am tossing up whether to put some channelings in the second half of the book. So really, when you get this tarot deck, it's around, what I'm hoping is that it inspires you, because this is the process of divination. It inspires you to literally take that leap between your conscious mind and your unconscious, and your third eye, of course, because the subconscious mind really is untapped. It's like a vast reservoir. We don't know how deep or how wide or how expansive that reservoir is. The conscious mind is sort of like our computer. The subconscious mind is where our imagination, our feelings, and of course our emotional responses are residing there as well. So our clairvoyance, and it's my theory anyway, that our unconscious minds are connected to each other the collective unconscious, and to spirit as well. And when I was painting, I tapped right into my clairvoyance. So without further ado, as they say, let's take a look at some of these paintings. Now, I'm not used to this recording here, so, or way of recording. Let me start. Where am I? Okay, let's see if I can get that. Ah, why is it taking me to Photoshop? Goodness gracious. Okay, so we're going to look at these in Photoshop. All right, forgive also the watermark here because I've had to do that because there's just so many scammers about. So this is, oh my God, Father. This is, sorry, the best laid plans, eh? So this is the Fool card. As you might have gathered, this is the Sydney Harbour Bridge when it was being built. And the Fool card is all about taking that leap of faith. Often you'll see the Fool depicted on a cliff because that leap of faith actually does involve some risk. Post Sydney Harbour Bridge, you know, when the last of the girders were being put on, it really did connect one shore to the next, and it allowed for the continued commercial residential development of Sydney, which, if I'm not wrong, is our largest city. I'm not sure where Melbourne sits there as well, but you'll all know Sydney. It's iconic. So that is the Fool card. Let's stop that share and see if we can't go into our next card. Sorry that these are picking up from here. Let's see if I can't do this a different way. No, I can't. All right, let's go again. We'll close that off and we will open, let's see, the Fool. This is an easier way to do it. Let's open, the next one might be the Hierophant. File can't be found. Okay, let's just open. Dear. Let's go to desktop. Sorry about this. I'm pretty sure it'll be all worth it once we get up and running, once I get a system worked out with this. Yes, the Hierophant. Okay, so here's the Hierophant. I'm in Photoshop because I put that watermark on it, or that layer on it. So the Hierophant here is, it's not the traditional expression of the Hierophant. In a way, it isn't, but in a way it is. The Hierophant's all about that connection with spirit. Here I've depicted, this is an acrylic. The first one was a watercolor. You'll see a variety of mediums that I've used, but the Hierophant card in my field of vision was to depict the divine masculine moving out of this dark forest here, and moving toward the light. And I think that in a way it is a tribute to fathers, because fathers and sons, in the way that they can teach their children about the expression of divine masculine. And divine masculine always stands in the light. Now, what is the light? The light is the Hierophant. The light is spirit. Okay, let's go again. We'll close that one and we'll open the next one. Now I've figured out the system here. Let's go to the Emperor card. This one is in Indian ink, and I mean, as soon as my art teacher put Indian ink in my hands, I just went, I thought, oh, this is just fantastic. And of course, the deck aims to be, and I think all good decks should be, which is one of the criticisms that I have with the Rider-Waite. All good decks should aim to be diverse, to reflect diversity of our humanity. We're not, we come in all shapes, we come in all sizes, we come in all cultures, we come literally in all colors, if you want to put it that way. And this very much, it has a Japanese type of feel to it. So the Emperor, I was long drawn to Japanese culture or Asian culture, particularly Japanese. And this is the warrior returning home after battle. He's returning home to his community that he loves, the flowing of the water down the mountains here. You know, is this emotion associate blue, which is associated with the throat chakra, with expression, and particularly expression of love. And so he's come home from battle, he stands on the cliff and he's looking at his beloved community. The Emperor card is about retaining control. It's control of your environment around you. It's control of the events that shake you. It's control of the events that are outside of your periphery that we think we have no control of, but we do. And often we have to step up to that, to become that warrior. So that's the Emperor card. Let's close that off now. I've got this system. I'm going great guns here. The Chariot. This is probably one of my favorites. My favorite cards. Let's see if I can't make that. Can I make that bigger? No, I can't. I can't. Or can I? Oh, yes, I can. Oh, no, it's just going to make it bigger within them. Okay, so this is not an ideal way to look at the cards, but in a way, it sort of is, because it's showing them pretty much at the size they probably will be. Now, this is the Chariot card. It is done in watercolor. It was one of my first watercolor paintings that I did with my art teacher, and I absolutely love this. I've got it framed on my wall. Of course, it's a bigger painting than what you see. I had to cut it down for a representation. It's the little boat on the big sea, and it's the storm is coming. But over to this corner here, we see the light, the golden light. And so one of the things with the Chariot, the wind is whipping up here, whipping up the water. The boat, it's the idea that the boat, you know, could get out of control. But the other idea is it's leaving its bay of its home port, and it's moving out to the open sea, very much capturing that meaning of the Chariot. The Chariot is about a journey. The journey is not always safe. The journey is not always secure. The journey can be like a roller coaster, but nevertheless, it is to be embraced. So there is the Chariot, as I said, probably one of my favorite cards. Now let's move to the, I want to close. I'll save, don't apply. Oh dear. Okay, so let's cancel out of that, because I'm just going to close it. Save changes, no, and close. Somebody's touched me on the head, encouraging me to keep going. All right, so let's now move out of the Major Arcana to the Ace of Cups. Okay, this is again out of all the suits is probably one of my favorites. I painted this in February at the time that Russia was invading Ukraine. Now, in a way, this card is timeless. I have a renewed appreciation for the beautiful colors of yellow, gold, and blue, which are the colors of Ukraine. And they've put new meaning into those colors for me. The Ace of Cups obviously is a water element. All the cups are set here. In this case, near the ocean. We have the stormy ocean behind, with the idea of a storm. And again, a lot of these cards are about change. The Ace of Cups is number one in the suit of cups, and it is about new starts, and it's about a new emotional start as well. Sometimes those new starts can pick up the legacy of the emotion from what has gone before, from the king, and then we move then, or could be often the Ace of Cups comes after the World card. Whatever part of the tarot journey that you're on, because that is the tarot is about life's journey. You can go to the finish and then start at the beginning, which is what the aces are. But you can go back. You know, life is not linear. However, now I digress, back to the Ace of Cups. So here we see this wave, this breaking of a wave over the cup, and this idea that we have this new start here. And as for the colors of yellow and blue, I really hope that Ukraine gets its new start. And in doing that, I hope that Russia gets its new start as well. We all deserve a new start. We all deserve an emotional liberation. And this is what this card is depicting. Okay, let's go to the Suit of Wands, which I've actually finished. What have I done for? Okay, so I'll just show you the Four of Wands. Again, this is probably one of my favorites here. With the Suit of Wands, I've done, this is a watercolor. Sorry, the Ace of Cups was an acrylic paint, but this and I vary between the two, depending on my mood, whether I want to layer and let the paints express my emotion, or whether I want to let the water take me into pathways I don't necessarily know about in my conscious mind. And that's the way I've done this deck. So the wands are all trees, basically. They feature a tree, or a tree in a scene, or trees in a scene. And the Four of Wands is about celebration, hence the lovely ribbons hanging from the trees. What I like about watercolor is that it can add an element to the painting that's not necessarily planned out. And you'll see at the base of the tree is the outline of a little child. That's a glorious addition to this card, and I absolutely love that. That's what the paint, or that's what the journey while I was painting this is giving me. It's taking me into these pathways I can't actually see with my conscious mind. So the Four of Wands, celebration and reunion, and coming back to that celebration when we go through hard times, and we have a breakthrough of some description, and then suddenly, we might have been in a period of introspection, then suddenly our relationships are heightened, and often they're the family relationships. These are the times that we should celebrate, whether we're, regardless of what our current challenges are, because they are mostly about this beautiful reunion of love, of loving family. So I'm just going to ignore that. All right, I think that's about all I'm going to show at this time. As I said, it's still in production. I don't want to give away the whole deck. But when I say give away the surprise element of what you might see in a Revealing Light hand-painted tarot deck. So the timeline is painting finished by the end of this year, and book finished by the end of the next financial year. As I said, it's a big job. I'm well and truly, having finished the major arcana and almost one suit, and then started on the other suits, I'm probably 60-65% of the way there, and I'm probably going to really give this a spurt on as our weather warms up here when we move into spring next month. And it's not so cold to sit in one place for any length of time. Yes, I do have heating, but it's still cold. You can see by the amount of layers I wear. So there you have it. That's where I'm at with this. A few of you have asked. As you know, I've done my own Revealing Light Oracle deck. It's a different process. It was a different process. Done more as decks are done today, where you gather up multiple images and you then do some kind of design, graphic design over those images. I worked with a graphic designer in Sydney. And if you haven't seen my Revealing Light Oracle, it's on my website, which is revealinglighttarot.com. So there you have it. I can't wait for this to be finished, because it'll be around, this deck will be around a long time after I'm gone, and really will, I hope, capture, along with the book, this wonderful clairvoyant psychic mediumship journey I've been on since my cancer journey in 2015, which has taken me to all corners of the world, meeting such a brilliant virtual community that I have here. And this is also my way of giving back to you, because it's a hard slog, I can tell you. I don't stop producing videos to go and do these paintings. And I do have a lot of other family and personal health commitments that I have to make as well. So I'm a busy person, but this is my way of giving back to everybody. Some of the I don't know, some of the life that we can all live when we connect so strongly with spirit. So thank you for tuning in, everyone. I'll keep you posted as I go along, and I'll catch you a bit later. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Bye for now.